Hey, buddy.
Hi.
Hey, everyone. We are not at home.
No.
We both
neither of us
traveled.
are.
You came to the YZ compound.
Yep.
Because I was at the YZ compound, the undisclosed location that is
Undisclosed.
hosting us.
Yes, we were here willingly.
Yes, we weren't kidnapped, but
Yeah.
I'm really happy that you came out
Me
because
too.
we've had this idea for a little while.
Yeah, we've been trying to make this work.
Right. So if you don't know Gun Bunny, by the way,
Hi.
links down in the doobly-doo. You should absolutely be subscribed to her because she's way better at this shit than I am on YouTube.
That's not true.
It's very true in my opinion. But the one thing that I am slightly better at than not just you but some
Besides
other gun tubers is lock shit.
Yes,
right?
a lot better than I am. I get locked in my own studio on a regular basis and actually end up having to text Steve about it and being like, "Hey, I got locked in."
And I got you out.
Yeah, you
remotely.
did really easily. Yeah, with a shim.
Good job. Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
The one thing that is popular with some gun tubers is shooting locks.
Yeah.
Like I think Matt did it on his channel, which doesn't exist anymore, and a few people have done it, right? But I have always been dissatisfied in like one little way or another. Like people have a really cool gun, but their setup is weird. Or this lock isn't the lock I would choose. So two things that we're going to do today is choose a wide variety of locks representing bullshit to non-bullshit. But the real thing that I've not seen anyone do, is have the lock fixed to a solid object. Most people, they'll sort of use their target stand, or it's like they turn the lock into a spinner.
Yeah, they
and
put
it's
on
just
a
like
spring or something.
So you don't get a lot of kinetic energy dumped into the lock itself.
Which is not how locks are going to be hanging if you're actually shooting a lock.
If you've seen in a movie somebody like, oh, Bruce Willis is trying to get through this grate. Oh, there's a lock here, and he just pulls out a pistol right next to his femoral artery, just shoots it.
Oh my God.
We don't recommend that.
We're not doing that.
Yeah.
We're not that dumb.
My parents are like, how are you filming this again? Exactly. We're going to be behind your VTAC or something like that for some, yes, you'll see some B-roll
There's
probably.
going to be PPE, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll see B-roll will be on her channel as well, on her Patreon. We're going to put up some shielding. But yeah, we want to demonstrate if you were close enough, first of all, would the locks take all the impact of the energy and will they stay put or shatter?
Yep.
Two, how close is too close? Because we're also going to put a lot of little catching
like if you're
squares.
trying to break, like for example, in an action movie context, like you're trying to break somebody out, and you don't want to injure them. Like if will shrapnel hurt somebody behind the lock or whatever. Yeah. Or you.
We're going to try to demonstrate spalling and shrapnel and a lot of stuff to mostly encourage people to not do this.
Yeah.
Right. What is my channel's motto is like, I am an idiot and so can you. But this is one where,
I'm not here to be an expert.
Yeah, I'm an idiot, so you don't have to be.
Yeah.
And tell me about, so you've done some things with locks in the past.
Yeah.
Right.
Besides getting locked in.
Yes.
I've done like a minimal amount of lock picking. I am a big fan of escape artistry in general. So I have just done stuff, like, I mean, a lot of it time it's like with ropes or very simple cuffs or whatever, but like a lot of it is dependent on my hypermobility to escape. But I've picked a few locks. I have a lock picking set. I have know how to shim. And I've been doing I filmed part of it, but like breaking into my own gun case. But I definitely am not as qualified as Steve. But I did have this idea, and I think the first time we ever met in person, I was like, hey, I have an idea, we should shoot locks.
Yeah, and my immediate answer was like, yes, oh my God, let's correct some of the technique that we've seen before wrong.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So we are gonna knock together some very bullshito target stands.
Yeah.
That'll be a little bonus clip that I might throw together. How to make the cheapest, dumbest target stand.
Yeah, but it was really fast, it was easy.
Yeah. And then the lock, so we're going to have, if you're not familiar with you had a question, right? You said, why do some locks have gradation on them, right?
If you notice, especially I've noticed mostly with master locks, when I was shopping for another video that like breaking my gun case, they all have like security levels of 1 out of 10. I've never seen 10.
Yeah, you won't.
I've seen 1 through 5.
Yeah.
Is max. But they say 1 out of 10. So I'm like, there has to be a 10. But yeah, so I was wondering, like I actually asked Steve, I was like, do these actually within their own brand and their own ranking levels like make sense? Like, is this actually more secure? Like, I guess that's a nebulous term, right?
So the answer to that, and I've never really thought about it before, it's a good question that people do ask. Imagine, like we were talking the other day about the old show Futurama. Imagine an alien civilization that is like, well, we measure things in Blortniks. Yeah. And I am 8 Blortniks tall, but my offspring are 4 Blortniks tall. Yeah. You can tell who's taller than who. You can't tell how tall they are compared to anyone else in the galaxy because it's their own internal metric.
Exactly.
That means nothing.
I'm not asking about like, oh, is a padlock more like, with a key more secure than like a combination lock? I'm more asking of like within their own ranking system.
Yeah, they're somewhat consistent in their own ranking system. I think it's mostly a mix of how to justify the price they charge.
Yeah.
And like, don't use the number one on anything you care about.
Yeah. Do they mean that it's harder to pick? Do they mean that it's harder to break? Does it mean like, because that's a very, like, what are they actually using as a definition?
Right. I mean, there's UL standards for that
Yeah.
that the master is not using.
Yeah. I'm assuming that they have their own standard because they don't want people like.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has to do with all of those factors together.
Yeah.
Right. And speaking of easy to break, I will be astounded. We have almost no 22.
Yeah.
If we place a couple good shots with a 22, I'm betting
plastic?
your standard gym locker thin folded metal might even yield before we even bring up the handguns.
So my question for you is, do you think, like, at what point do you think a lock will be openable? Like, do you think it'll completely have to explode? Do you think that broken mechanisms, do you think it could jam it so hard that it's unopenable even by picking?
So that's also a really cool thing that a lot of people get wrong on the internet. So if we're talking about, let's look at some of these little 40mm padlocks. These are very classic hardware store, dollar store locks.
The most common locks.
They get used everywhere. They're comb pickable. They're very bypassable. Most people, when they shoot locks, aim right at the middle of the body because they think, well, that's the heart of the lock. None of that matters. The lock is being retained way up at the top by little retaining dogs, little latch notches. You want to really shoot these further up near the top, or ideally even down from above slightly right here. That's what we're going to try, to aim down a little right at that top. Yeah. So if you're doing that, I think any of these will blow apart with handguns, probably. Absolutely the little Zamac one. The brass one, I give it a better than 50% shot. But it is possible that a well-placed shot with a low power like handgun might hit the body here, not open the lock,
but jam it,
but render it inoperable with the key.
So it could technically make it almost even more secure in a way.
More secure until you shoot it once more higher up.
Well,
but
yes,
we can,
but like
we got a lot of these.
You could jam it harder.
We can try to like.
I want to make a lock unpickable basically by shooting it. Can you make your locks?
We can
more secure by
Because I wanted at least 4 of every lock.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And these were actually 4-packs, so I ordered 4 4-packs. That's why there's a lot of those 140s. So yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun with this.
Yeah.
The only really good locks on the table are offerings by Abbas or American.
Yep.
So, I mean, the Abbas 8345 series, this is like my go-to lock that I recommend to everyone. This I'm really interested to see. I don't think a handgun's gonna do it. It might take a lot of shots. I hope, so we have a bunch of 5.56, up to and including potential, 30 to 40 Federal Hog black tip 5.56.
Awesome. We have some
the American lock, again, we're gonna talk about, this is a nice steel body. These are interesting too. Abbas makes these. They call them titanium. It's just an aluminum alloy. If you're not familiar with the gallium trick on these, very funny. I think Harry has a video on his channel about that. But these are going to blow apart in no time. This is going to be a lot of locks failing, I predict, very quickly.
Oh, yeah.
With well-placed shots. I'm more interested in the damage that you or others around you might take if you try this.
Me too.
So I'm ready to go be idiots if you are.
Yeah, I am. Let's go.
All right. So right now, if you try to hit, it's going to dance around, but that is why we're doing this. Right on.
Which lock are we going to shoot first?
I think, yeah, if we're starting with 9mm, like it'll be hilarious. We can take the shitty gym locker locks.
Can we do that first?
Yeah, I think so.
You ready?
All right, so, are you already recording?
Recording.
All right, I'm recording. 3, 2, 1. So not only did that obviously open the lock with, I must say, basically the most perfect hit I could have done.
Holy shit!
Go me.
Wow. Damn, so it does work. What about any spalling?
Yeah, completely uninterrupted. Like, we got a hole directly through behind there. I don't see any flicks or spalling or anything out back here.
Shit.
Nice.
That sent shrapnel absolutely
That
everywhere.
was shrapnel.
I mean, that lock is...
Well, there's no lock anymore.
Yeah, the lock is gone, but let's
It's loaded.
see if anything went through or around.
Yes, wood. Look at that.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, there's a lot of like just wood spalling coming through. That's pretty dope. Okay, so that was a good hit. And then not only did we have wood, but we have found actual metal.
That's so cool.
Ugh,
How do you get that?
that's in there good. Fuck. Yeah, that's actually a part of the case. All right, so for those who thought we were being idiots, remember, we are, but you should be at least aware, in addition to these various shrapnel catchers, which are just documenting the danger, we are shooting from behind a VTAC with extra steel. So our bodies are behind all of this. Even that, I mean, we're wearing proper PPE over here. This is not a great distance to be at. Don't do this like you see in the movies.
Please landed all the way over here.
What landed over here?
This.
Oh yeah, we've got flinging pieces
This is like a good
that are all over the place.
5 feet away.
So I'm pretty happy with the placement of those shots.
That's pretty fucking
Hell
good.
yeah. So we're going to try to hit this lock in the imperfect spot known as the dead ass middle.
Give me a sec.
Eyes and ears?
Clear. I think. Yep.
You good? Oh, that's amazing. That's, look at this. No, it's not though. I mean, yeah, technically we could pull that apart, but that's what,
Oh, wow.
that is technically what would be part of holding the lock together. Now I can almost, it's actually not that easy. I could break it out of there, but that was jammed up in the locking notches.
That's wild.
So, remarkable. Remarkable. Now these are pieces of shit.
Yes.
So I'm not surprised that even the middle of the body, but not as clean as the top hit.
Yeah.
Well, that was pretty fun, wasn't it? Yeah. Bunny and I had a great time. This is just part one of what'll probably be 4 or even 5 videos on the topic. It's been a while since we got to editing them. Obviously, we were out at Yeezy's during the hot weather in the summer, but the results, you're going to enjoy them. And again, they're going to be spread across my channel, her channel. I loved that last hit that she made, right? How it illustrates the point that I was trying to make as not just a gun guy, but a locksmith. If you shoot the dead center of a lock, that's not where the actual locking surfaces, the pawls or other mechanisms are engaging the shackle, typically on a padlock. It is not the place you'd want to shoot a padlock. And even though this little crud bucket one, we were able to snap it apart with our hands, you're going to see in upcoming footage other locks. Some of those ABUS boys, man, they soak up round after round and they do not yield. You have to not just know how to shoot a gun, but how to shoot a lock if you want to free it from the surface where it is secured. So stay tuned to me, stay tuned to her. Please have a very happy and safe holiday. I'm, of course, down in Cape May with my family. And yeah, please have a very Merry Christmas or whatever you celebrate. Have a very safe and happy New Year. Look for more from me, from her, from everyone else you love on the internet out there. I will see you in 2026. Stay safe out there. Always be aware of your target and what is beyond it.
Hi, sweetie.
Range going hot.
Look at that run.